of Sita by Dana Miriam. Yeah. So, hi everyone, and for this week we will be going for chapter 11 and chapter 12, which are Soma's tale, and the other one, which is when Soma tells about the kidnapping of Mata Sita, which is Soma's relates Sita's journey into the Lanka, and how all things are prepared, and how we see or we have been shown about Mata Sita, how Chandrika is this one character, okay, who met with Sita, and there is this another character called Anusuya, who has been reincarnated in last of her birth. She was known as Minakshi by all. So Minakshi was reincarnated as Anusuya, who went to find Soma. When Soma is a very old, uh, Soma has become very much old, and she's living in her hermitage. Okay, so this is how the story goes in these two chapters. That when Anusuya, along with his mother, goes to the hermitage to meet Soma, she is very restless before she comes to meet Soma. She has got dreams about how things work, and things are not easy for Soma. We have learned it in previous week also. Okay, so when she meets Soma in the hermitage along with her mother, so the first thing that here Soma asks the little Anusuya is about the food. Okay, so food, I don't know. I have this curiosity also, this question also, that why food was the one thing, the first thing that is asked by Soma to Anusuya if she have had her food or not, because Soma in the hermitage, there were two times the food was given, in the morning and in the early evening. Okay, so Anusuya and her mother did not had breakfast that morning when they met Soma, and also the previous evening they were not fulfilled. But somehow, because Soma knew it, right? So she asks about if they had the food or not, and other people in the hermitage also. But yes, Anusuya did not had a full uh, stomach, so that is why she told and agreed that yes, she were devoid of the food. Then Soma uh, offers the food to all, and after that she starts telling about Masita, how the things were when they went into the forest. Okay, so this this storyline goes from when Sita, along with Ram and Lakshman, they went to Panchvati. So when they went for Panchvati, which was guided by them by a sage, that you have to go there, and there is something which is not good there during this Panchvati area along the river Godavari. They went, and what they got to know was that there were demons who were terrifying people there, and the river Godavari, Sita took her as her own daughter. Okay, so the river, from the initial chapters, we have known this, that you know, Sita used to talk with the rivers, right? And along with other forest biotic components as well. Like she also used to speak with trees also, and the animals also. She used to help animals, right? And she has taken Godavari as her child, as her daughter. Okay. Now, in these two chapters, what collectively we come across is that there is this meeting of her with Chandrika. Okay, so Chandrika is a hermit, and she is wife of a person who has been a teacher. Okay, and they used to live in the forest nearby, in a hermit, and in an ashram where there were students. Okay, so students were very fond of her husband, and everything was going great. But then somehow there is this introduction of a demoness called Maya, in these two chapters. So Maya is not none other than Suparnakha itself. She What she has been known to cause is she so as from the Ramayana, we have known that she has been a very beautiful princess, a demon princess, right? She is very beautiful, and she used to lust other people as well. The people who were living in the ashrams, she used to lure them and destroy them first socially and psychologically, and then she kills them. Okay, that is how story goes. So with Chandrika's husband, same thing has happened. That this creature, or this woman, Maya, she has lured her husband, and somehow this story has emerged and known by Chandrika. So what she do is she keeps away from her husband. So when she keeps away from her husband, when students they all left her husband, right? But she is not aware that her husband has been killed by the demoness. On the other side, if we see about Rama, that Rama finds a dead body of a person who is known to be a sage or a teacher, and the body has been found in the river, okay, afloat. So when Rama and Sita, when they discuss about thing, they get to know that the person who has been dead is the husband of Chandrika. So Chandrika also tells that this demoness is behind every person who is living in this particular area. And when time comes, there is this fragrance of flower, this very uh, uh, very crazy or very different fragrance of flowers. Okay, which might be soothing, uh, but not everyone likes it. Okay, so which has got negative energy, right? So uh, then they are planning, all three of them, Lakshman and Ram and Sita, that what if she comes, and what if everything goes wrong, and what is it that has to be done? Then this lady one comes, called Maya, and she offers the food in a pot to both of them, to both Ram and Lakshman. Okay, so this was a time of late evening, and when she comes there, Sita is uh, Sita has got a blend of emotions, that how she would protect both her husband and Lakshman. Okay, so what she does is, in the absence of in the absence of the light, okay, appropriate light, she changes the food, okay, and which Maya has bought, the poisonous food which Maya has bought, and she changes it and offers to Ram and Lakshman. So Ram and Lakshman were already aware of these things. They eat the food, and when after some time, when Suparnakha do not see or observe the ill effect of food on both of them, she goes one by one to both the people, Ram and Lakshman. But Ram and Lakshman, they both deny her offer, and When she sees Sita, she also calls her maid. That she didn't knew that hermitage here in the forest also has maid. Ram calls that she is not a maid, but she is wife. And when she understands that neither of both the brothers are interested in her, or they have ill effect, she gets angry and uh, uh, she goes towards Sita, and from her hand she grasps the neck of Sita. Okay, so in order to kill her. So uh, Lakshman then with his dagger, he okay, I'm not getting the I'm not getting the words here. So he throws his dagger towards the face of Maya or Suparnaka, and the nose is deformed. Okay, so the nose area gets deformed, and with her bleeding, and she just ran away from there. So after she goes away, all the three people are in deep conversation that how things are going to go, and how we are supposed to handle all these things, that they are very well versed that the Suparnakha is the sister of Ravana, and she is very uh, she overthinks. Sita overthinks, starts to overthink that okay, what will happen, how they will attack, we are only three of us, and how things are going to be better for everyone. Then Rama calms her, and after a few days there is this one golden deer they see in the forest. So Ram to uh, console to make Sita feel better. He says that this is what a golden deer looks like, just like in Mithila, and she says, yeah, just to uh, uh, just to make things better, make Sita feel better. He says that this is what a golden deer looks, and he goes behind it, okay, to catch the golden deer. So Sita then got this feeling that okay, something might go wrong. And when Rama does not come back after so many hours, then she asks Lakshman to go after him. Okay, so this is what the storyline is. And when Lakshman goes out, Ravan come. Sita already knew how Ravan looks, and she always had that intuitions that okay, this is Ravana, and Ravana asks for bhiksha, so asks for food. So Sita, because she is a mother and she never denies food to anyone, so she has that compulsion that she will come out of the hut and offer the food to Ravana. And Ravana catch her with his wrist, and uh, he takes away Ma Sita with him into the Lanka. So this is what the storyline is. So many things are there inside. And when telling this story, Soma is the one who is very teary-eyed and felt very emotional, because this is one thing that is the worst part. Uh, she takes it as a worst part of the story of Sita. Okay, so, going forward, this is the storyline, and we'll be understanding what are the things that we get to know from it, or what are the learnings that we can get from it. Okay, so why these chapters matter? So it is very simple, right? That uh, Sita's journey, it's very emotionally and psychologically rich phase. Okay, Soma's tale, it's altered perception, sorrow of inner survival as well. That she has been keeping it in her mind for so long, that she has been waiting for Anusuya. I mean Meenakshi. who was incarnated as Anusuya, and Sita's endurance under captivity in Lanka. So why Sita accepts, see, everything that is being going to be there, Sita knows it already. Okay, Ram and Sita have discussed all the things already. So why she has accepted to go into Lanka? Because Sita is one that she could have easily denied going to Lanka. Okay, she had that power, but why she went on to into Lanka is that Rama has told that you are uh, you are the daughter of Ma Vasundhara. So when there is this center of a person, okay, center of some place that where this person or whole of the community is uh, consuming resources in an overstate, okay, and not taking care of the Vasundhara. And this is what he wants to do in all of the world. Okay. So when someone from element of Ma Vasundhara goes into the heart of the place, this is how the place will become changed. Okay, not from the outside but inside. Okay. Chapter 11, 12, they offer profound lens into trauma, resilience, and feminine consciousness. Okay, so this is one chapter 11, which tells that whatever Soma told, or whatever the story Soma told to Anusuya, mother, and other people in the hermitage, it is all a lens of trauma. It is all that whichever we are telling other people the story, other people tell us, or the story that clients tell us, it is only a lens, a perspective lens that they are telling us to, uh, they are projecting on us and they are telling us. It is only one side of the story, one perception of the story. It is not the whole story that is being told. Right? If we see the perspective of Soma, it is very painful, right? If we see about the perspective of Sita, it is somewhat painful. But if we see from the perspective of Rama, it is not as painful. It might not be, right? Because whatever the things that Sita has gone through might be not known for Rama. Okay, I don't know if I'm correct here or not. These two chapters has been so much of different perspectives to me. Okay, the perspective of Rama, the perspective of Sita, the perspective of Soma, and the perspective of Anusuya. Okay, now going on to the next slide. Soma's tale. So the narrative focus is that it's an emotional landscape of narrative beyond Sita's personal ordeal. This is what I was talking about. That whatever perspective what the being Sita has gone through, I have very less idea that how Soma is understanding it or believing it to be. Okay. The Soma text explores the inner world of feminine experiences, ritual longing, quiet suffering, psychology of waiting. Story resonates shared consciousness of women enduring the unseen. So for women, when they talk about something, when they talk about a story, they feel very emotional. Right? For men, it might not be much emotional understanding because they have very different perspectives, right? So, and apart from this, how much men understand the story emotionally, it's a very different thing to understand. When we have learned about this book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, we have already seen that females are more emotional towards the story. Okay, but men are not emotional, but they seek solution to the problems. Okay, instead of being emotional or instead of sharing their thoughts. So this is what is here. So Soma, when tells the story of Sita this day, it becomes more emotional when she tells, because one, that she is very old, second, that she is telling a friend, right, who has been incarnated into a girl, and she is very teary eyed when she tells this story. Okay. Okay, next is the psychological themes: emotional, overwhelming, inner disorientation. As I already told you, that Soma becomes very over emotional when she shares this story. Soma is a symbol of mind's response to pain, trauma, psychology, dissociation, and fragmentation. That she gets fragmented, or she gets very parted, or very painful when she is and when she is enduring this pain all these years, and when she tells this little girl about everything, she faces very much pain, right? So my body's mind's fragmentation under prolonged suffering. Already told that a search for grounding when identity itself feels unstable. That she feels that she must be there. She must have been there when Mata was going through all the things. But Mata has asked Soma and Meenakshi to stay in Ayodhya and take care of everyone. But this is what Soma feels every time she narrates the story to all the sages in the army, right? Yeah. So Sita's journey into Lanka, it is a passage into captivity, though no one wants to get into the passage, but it was very important to get into Lanka, in the center of the Lanka, where everything bad's being generated. So she goes there. She has to go there to change everyone's mind. It's divine support and hidden sustenance, and psychological descent into darkness. That we already know that what the character of Sita is, and what the character of this person Ravana, and the place he has changed. Okay, critical reflections. So these are few of the things that I, with the help of AI, have tried to explain from these two chapters, that there is this cultural sensitivity and symbolic interpretation, and so many people have taken Ramayana as the story of. Okay, many people take Ramayana as a real life story, or the real life epic, which has for happened for real. Okay, and many people take them as 50-50. I mean, they take them as myths only, just to understand, but they do not take it as real. Okay, so these are the cautions when we are dealing with such people, any kind of people. So these are the things that whatever we are presenting them, whatever stories, or if we are relating Ramayana or Mahabharata stories to them, we just have to know how much they connect themselves from these stories. Okay, with these stories, do they take them as a myth only? Do they take them as real life stories, or do they take them as just stories, nothing else? So we have to be very cautious and proceed further accordingly. So, what could be the balanced approach? Without prescribing belief, we have to enrich the reflective practice. That okay, without changing their beliefs, or without telling them that your beliefs are wrong, we have to reflect these practices. Okay, we have to balance appreciation with critical distance. Whatever they think of these stories, we have to, with a safe distance, we have to balance the appreciation, that okay, we have to appreciate that however they think of these stories as myth should be taken as lens, but not literal clinical framework. We cannot include all these stories into making people understand how things work, because these are not something which is clinically approved or clinically, I would say, uh, 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 I mean, these are not clinically approved actually. This is how we cannot use them everywhere with every person. Okay, who's coming. Last is key takeaways. So when we are talking about so many things, we have already told about the emotional endurance and the pain and the suffering which has been there by Soma and Mata Sita in the stories in these two chapters. Inner protection and unconscious resilience, they sustain through darkness. That darkness is one thing that you have to fear, that you have to face. By darkness, we do not mean just the darkness. By darkness, it means your fears also. So whatever you fear, if you want to change anything, if you want to change yourself, you have to face your fears. Just not just standing in front of them, but going inside them and facing what is necessary. Okay, possibility of hope, even the deepest uncertainty. With these stories, we know that whatever uncertainty it is, there is always a hope that things will make better, things will get better when we are going to go deeper into the stories. When Sita is there in the Lanka and Rama fights this battle with the Ravana, and despite of things going wrong, at the end, everything goes towards the good direction. Right? Myth helps us understand suffering more deeply and humanly. Ancient stories, they offer mirrors for contemporary clinical work, that we get so many examples from ancient stories and scriptures. Either it is from Bible, either it is from Gita, or Mahabharata, or any other scripture, spiritual book or scripture. We always find examples. They only offer us the lens. They only offer us the examples only. We cannot make people believe that they were right or wrong, or change their own perspectives for our things to work. Okay, and in these chapters, we witness not collapse, but the quiet architecture of survival. So there are stories, small stories of the survival that many times there is this one small story that one time what happens is that Sita sees Lakshmana as very tired, after taking care of both Rama and Sita. Lakshman gets very tired, which is sensed by Sita. So what she does is she goes inside the forest, and she, because of her knowledge about the herbs, she goes to find a herb which she can brew and give to Lakshman. And this is when she finds Chandrika there. Okay, so these are what the things have been inside these two chapters. I know today's my presentation has not been so much of that, but there has been so many things which were yet in my mind, and I wanted to. I still have all the confusions related to these. Yeah. So yeah, just that, and thank you for patiently listening to me. Uh, so I know I have done. I have been so much confused today, but thanks for listening to me. Yeah.
Thank you, Harsh. Okay, guys, any confusion so far, or should we start with some question answers?
You're on mute.
Anybody who can relate what you could learn from this chapter? And why this chapter was part of this particular presentation? All those who have the book can answer.
Can you repeat the question? You want someone to relate it, or do you want someone to give like a summary connected to our lives? Or
Elizabeth, your voice was a bit distorted, so can you repeat? Or can you put it in a chat?
no, I was just wondering what your question was. Are you should we be trying to look at how the components of this chapter relate to our lives, or should we give a summary of what we've understood from
Yes, yes.
Harsh's
Prefer that.
review?
Yes, Elizabeth, prefer that.
A summary?
Can you?
I'll give it a go. I haven't absorbed all the components of the chapter. But from what I understood from the review, um, I think one of the key takeaways that Harsh really was highlighting was the component of perspective, how different perspectives really, which Sir has also said, how different perspectives are just that perception. They are just that person's point of view and not quite the full story. So one perspective will differ from another perspective. And he was also talking about the differences between men and women when relating to a story. This was something I had a bit of confusion towards how when he said that women can be more emotional when listening to a story than men who might be a bit more practical towards it. I think yes, it depends on the man and it depends on the woman. I would say women might be a bit more empathetic to the situation. I wouldn't say over emotional. I would use the word empathetic, sympathetic. Yeah. But I think he really highlighted like how the story of the kidnapping of Anusuya, not Anusuya, the kidnapping story was very um, heartbreaking for Soma, but not so much for Sita and not so much for Rama. And I think what I really took away from the chapter was how people view things from different points of view, how people see things from different points of view. I also got the part about how I'm sorry, I do get a bit confused when it comes to the reincarnation, when it comes to Anasuya and Meenakshi. But I think that how River Godari was taken as a daughter, I thought that was very beautiful. It really connected to how I think in one of the previous chapters we talked about how we don't show that much love towards inanimate objects, though they help us so much because we consider them to be non-living. We consider them machines, but however, they are helping us in our life in a huge capacity. So we should show that sort of respect, that sort of care, despite them being non-living, despite them being inanimate, because I think that might be a form of gratitude when we show that kind of respect for how much they're helping in our lives. When we show that kind of care for how much they're helping in our lives, we're giving out that energy. We're giving out that vibration, and that's always a good thing. That kind of like good vibration being released and being recorded by the Akshia Records, I think. Um, that's always a good thing. But I think Mikey, I understood how like Sita was very powerful, how she didn't actually have to be kidnapped, but with her kind of like having a kind of motherly instinct, she would give food to those who asked for food. I thought that kind of motherly instinct topic connected very well with last week's topic, I think, where we were talking about food and providing food, providing cooked food,
how that there's something very special about that. Cooking food and providing it to someone, giving it to someone, there's something very beautiful about that. I know a lot of people think and consider it a lost art now when we can order food, when we can um, go on Swiggy or various other apps. They think that cooking food is a lost art, but I know there are a lot of people who do still believe in a home cooked meal and providing it. And even if it's something small or simple, just that act of providing food, it's considered an act of service in many places, and also considered a language of love for many people that providing food. So, despite from what I understood from Harsh, what I understood is that Sita gave food to Ravana, despite knowing this is not the person. This might not be. She might think that this was not a person deserving of food, but she would still give that food that she had prepared. I thought that was very special. That was something very beautiful. Um, got a bit confused when it came to talking about the demoness and how she was. I think what I understood was that the food was poisoned, but then Sita transformed it, and so um, Rama and yep, all the names will get confused now. They didn't experience the ill effects because Sita transformed it, and it reminded me of a story I'd once heard about how I don't think it's a biblical story, but it reminded me of a story I'd heard about. I think it was one of the saints in Christianity, where soldiers gave the saint, I think, a cup of poisoned water. He made the sign of a cross over that poisoned water, and when he drank it, there was no poison. He drank clean water. So it reminded me of that transforming food, something being transformed. So that's how I related it to what I've heard, my own perspective. And I think I'll stop talking now. Okay, thank you very much. And thank you, Harsh, because I realized that I do think that Harsh did experience some confusion for the chapter, but honestly, with how many components there were in this chapter, I'm not surprised there was confusion. I had to, just listening to it, I was trying to it was a lot to keep in mind. It was a lot to even kind of connect ourselves as a listener. So no, I truly my congratulations to Arish for giving this review. And yes, okay, thank you very much.
Perfect, perfect. So, Harsh, your summary given in 5 minutes. Brilliant. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I always wonder, even if one person is listening carefully and he understood, that's sufficient enough for me to do a review. So, Harsh, your task is done for today.
Thank you, Mel.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Okay. In both the chapter, there was one particular line that I loved the most. That was Mata had given her consent, and so events began to unfold. Okay, so it was her permission for the things to come up next. Was something that was brilliant in this chapter. So without her consent, nothing could have happened, and nothing could have started also. So that's why this chapter seems so important to me. So I guess we are done with that. I guess no more questions. So can we hand over to Sir? Sir, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So want to add something?
No, why me? I mean, there are so many people who have studied and read and just ask their opinions, right? If I give it, it's a wrap. So pack up and let's go home.
Sir, what I'm planning is I'm planning to finish the book and then leave one day for everybody to share everything that they have understood in last 5 minutes. So everybody would share their thought about the book as a complete thing. So I would prefer to do that way if that is okay with you.
Oh, that's fine. That I totally agree. I'm not asking everyone to speak or give their gyan or something like that. But in just 2 minutes, they can share what is the one thing that uh, made them connected to the book or the purpose why I asked them to read. in 1 or 2 minutes they can give their feedback. I mean, I don't want them to sitting there like dumb and mute.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, my love was this particular line. Soumya, Jyoti ma'am, Kala, Lakshmi. Who wants to say next?
Yeah, ma'am, I would like to say something.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Harsh, to be very honest, it felt like, it was not your reflection, it is some AI presentation is coming. If it, I can literally feel it was not coming from your heart. I mean, somewhere the connection was not there. And it was a bit painful for me to listen. I don't know whether you completed the further chapters. Like you said, you're a bit confused. And I hope the further chapters would clear your confusion for sure. And like ma'am said, it was with her consent that all the things have unfolded and the way they happened. And I quite do not agree that, that Soma was emotional, Sita was less emotional, or Rama was not emotional. I think they were connected throughout. And they have felt equally for each other. So that's my thing. Yeah.
Understood, Soumya? Jyoti ma'am?
Yeah, I know them.
And
So there is one aspect, it is there across the book, but in this particular Chandrika story, how Mata, she supported mankind in various ways, and how we can, there are demons across and there are wrong things happening across, and how that fear was inculcated in people, and how that fear has to be faced, and how we can alleviate that pain which is caused through fear. That tale is really, really very important to learn, because we all encounter some or other kind of pain in every day, in every moment of our life. So I am not going to talk entirely about the chapters because there is a lot, and but this one aspect, the fear, uh, it really very important because we all carry a lot of fear, and how Mata has helped to ease out that one emotion, and how that can bring up, a betterment in our own way of living and the way we perceive and the way we think. Uh, so after my review, I couldn't finish these two chapters, so I cannot talk much on that. But overall, this book is important, um, because there are various life lessons in this, and every single line, every single para gives us an immense of knowledge if we really put our heart and soul over there, understand, interlink, analyze, and adapt. Uh, yeah, I could not connect totally to the content today. I'll read through it again and I'll get back, Neela. Okay.
Ash, you'll have to buckle up. Get that.
I know I know I did not up to the mark, but I think I have freedom of failure.
Don't say that,
Yeah.
Harsh. It's never like that. Everything is a learning.
No, I mean, yeah, everything is a learning. Yes, yes, ma'am. But I know it is what it is. Yeah.
No, this is such a deep story. It really needs a lot of emotion and mindfulness to understand what one is saying. It's not easy. If we don't grab that information that easily, we really need to sit in that meditative state and listen, then only we can absorb a little of it. So it's not your fault. It is the fault of the listener who's not able to understand because they are not mindful. So don't take the blame on you. The blame is on us. Okay. So
Yeah.
the content is like that.
Perfect. Poonam, you wanted to say something? I saw your writing. I think it was more of overwhelming for you, Harsh, so that's why. Happened.
I just joined now. Just got my daughter back home. So, like if we can some discussion or topic we can take and
Noted. Kala, ma'am, you want to say something? I guess not. So, Harsh, we might see you again if you can record it and resend.
Okay, so should I record it everything and resend? Yeah,
If
a
you
new
think you want
presentation.
to. If you
Okay.
think you want to.
Okay. No. Give me few more days. I don't know, and let me come up with more of ideas and perspective.
Appreciate. Love
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah. Still
So
alive, Untold.
before, I want to
Hmm.
say one thing, Dylan, because especially for the first time readers, even when we read second time and third time, it is so intense to understand. People, if they have to run from chapter 1 to chapter 16 and then present the next to it is very difficult for the first time readers. So as and when they are reading, let them do from chapter 1 again. You know, that helps them to understand the content better. Just a suggestion, just look into it.
makes sense, ma'am, because that's what sir had been saying, that you should start from chapter 1 itself.
Yeah, because it's not possible if someone rushes to chapter 18 and want to present that, they will lose the entire essence of it because they cannot read that quick, they cannot absorb that quick.
Get that. Get that. So,
Yeah,
I'll put up
yeah,
that
thank,
particular thing.
yeah, thank you.
Okay, I just don't want to talk about like how the presentation was and how is it conveyed. Rather, I would like to ask a question to all of you. How many of you have actually researched about Dana Miriam? Okay, and is she still alive?
Yes, sir.
yes,
And have you seen her house?
Yes, sir. He has a YouTube too.
Okay, so now why I am asking you these questions is